Perfect. Hi, everybody. Very nice to meet you all. I'm very glad to be speaking here at ZAS Growth. As Owen just mentioned, I am here to essentially inspire a lot of you to start thinking about how to build an effective video selling strategy within your organization, how to enable and impact your reps to start using video for your SDRs, your BDRs, and your AEs. Okay, so we have 10 minutes, so it's going to be relatively condensed. We're going to go relatively fast through everything. In the end, of course, I'll be able to share this deck. Any other questions, feel free to DM me. I'm always happy to help. All right, so we'll get started. What you're seeing in the screen right now, and I'm just going to double check really quickly here that everybody can still see that screen. So I think that's the case. What you're seeing in the screen right now is what the reality is for a lot of the prospects that are receiving messages from us, from our salespeople, right? Essentially, we're another piece of text in someone's inbox. On the right, what you're seeing, and on the left, we're that dreaded prospecting message on LinkedIn 2 seconds after you connected with somebody, right? In even throughout the sales process, even if we had some human interaction and some over the phone, it very quickly goes back to text-based communication. And what we're missing there is that human touch, and we're going to look at that in a moment. This is the status quo of what we're seeing right now. And HubSpot did a study, as I mentioned, that came from HubSpot, analyzed millions of sales emails. When COVID started, lockdown started back in 2020, the amount of sales emails shot up, prospecting, mid-sales cycle emails, follow-up emails. But at the same time, what you're seeing is response rates have gone to an absolute low. So the purple bars that you're seeing is the sales emails that have been sent out. The yellow bar that you're seeing right there is response rate. And still now, midway in 2022, it's at the lowest point ever. It's tough to connect with our prospects and customers. That's where video comes in to build that human connection, stand out. That's what we're going to be talking about. So instead of that dreaded text email, right, and that LinkedIn message that screams, I'm a sales pitch, please delete me, we're going to be showing our face. We're going to humanize the sales process in prospecting, mid-sales, and post-sales cycle. And in that way, we're going to be able to connect better, drive more pipeline, shorten sales cycle, and help close more deals. And we're going to dive into what that looks like in a moment. So what we say here is in comes video for sales. As you can see, ton of video sales use cases. And I'm going to talk about a bunch of them. Before I do, as I mentioned, the power of video in sales, 4 elements. 1, gets the attention of the buyer, right? It establishes rapport in a very effective way. 3, it clearly shows value and allows prospects and customers to get it. And then finally, it allows you to stay top of mind, even if the deal doesn't progress now, you come back 6 months later. If you humanize that sales process with video, it has a very profound impact on how you're going to continue those conversations. So what essentially the talk about it is, some of you might already have AEs, BDRs, SDRs that are using video in the sales process. For others of you, this might be completely new. So essentially, I'm going to roll out the initial parts, talk about the initial part on how to roll out video in your org. And then I'm going to enable you in a bunch of resources to do this in a structured way. So first of all, 6-step process on how to effectively roll video out as part of your selling strategy. Number 1, for the people that are already using it, as well as people that are potentially thinking of starting with using video, identify the team that will drive adoption as a first step. Okay, so let's find those people that are open to try new things or are already video natives, right? We see that if you look at Gen Z, who are eventually going to become the managers and the directors, etc., they're video natives, right? We're on Instagram, on TikTok all the time. So identify those people in your organization. Those people are going to become your champions to start becoming effective and using video in the sales process. Number 2, identify 1 or 2 initial use cases where video might have most impact in your sales process. That's where we're going to highlight today in the next couple of minutes that I have left. And then final components is how to set organizational expectations, leave time for feedback and experimentation. And then finally, also identify major milestones. And I'm going to send some resources on your way if this is something that you want to roll out more strategically in the organization. What I'm going to focus on today, especially for the people that are seeing the whole idea of video for the first time or haven't really have dived into it so far, I want to talk about those use cases, right? Identifying 1 or 2. I'm going to walk you through a couple that we see are most used at the moment by sales organizations, okay? Essentially, the 3 areas where video is used. 1, most common, most people will know about it, is using video in prospecting. Secondly, it's in the mid-sale cycle, and then in close and post-sale, okay? From a prospecting standpoint, essentially what we're doing is, instead of what we looked at, that email that a lot of you are in leadership positions, also you as individual contributors, you get prospected all the time. Think about the last time you ever responded to a text-based email, right? And ever even booked a meeting or bought something from a text-based email. So what we're doing is a pattern interrupt, being on someone's LinkedIn profile, smiling, and basically saying, hi, Ergen, I'm on your LinkedIn profile. I saw your this title at the company. We have a ton of case studies on how we can help you solve challenge ABC. Here's a use case and here's my calendar. Let's talk. And as a result of sending these types of videos out via email or via LinkedIn, we see one, Sales Loft, Ollie Sharp spoke earlier. We did a study. They did a study looking at millions of sales emails. They looked at cadences where video was included versus text only. 20% higher response rate. And secondly, what's more important, and this is a case study from HubSpot, again, what we did, we A/B tested text-based versus video in terms of converting into a meeting, into generating pipeline. Text-based, from outbound prospecting, we had a 1.5% conversion to a meeting. So out of 100 prospects, 1.5% converted and booked a meeting. When video was introduced in prospecting, it became 6%. So that's a 4x in the amount of meetings that are being generated. And of course, that trickles down into pipeline, additional pipeline, okay? Secondly, mid-sale, two use cases. First of all, micro demos, answering questions during the sales process, right? A lot, like Owen said earlier, a lot of the sales process typically are 3 months. If you go outbound, they're 6 months. We can't always get on a call with our prospects, especially if they're C-suite or high level, and we want to make sure that we can progress a deal forward. By doing asynchronous videos, giving micro demos or answering questions asynchronously, we don't have to get all decision makers in one call. And because of that, we can shorten sales cycles. So Media Valet, because they were first doing just meetings and flying over and meeting each other to get a deal forward, they started doing asynchronous video communication, shortened their sales cycles from 128 days to 68 days because they were able to progress deals forward without having another meeting and coordinating all the stakeholders for those meetings. Second mid-sales use case, proposals and contracts. Super powerful. A lot of your reps, AEs, will be sending, after they present pricing on a call, they'll send some PDF or maybe a PandaDoc or a Proposify or a DocuSign, right? A lot of it is text-based. We don't always speak to the final decision maker. That person might need to get sign-off from a CFO, from a board, etc. Well, essentially, reps that are using video with proposals and contracts, they are essentially regaining control over conversations that happen behind closed doors, right? They're sending out those videos and they're showing that to the CFO, highlighting the pain that you have, the solution that you're offering, and the price that justifies it, instead of sending that proposal with pricing and hoping your champion sells that effectively internally, okay? And then finally, it also helps with the Proposify did a study analyzing proposals with video and without video. We saw that the Proposify's proposals with video in it closed up to a 41% higher clip than proposals without video in them. So very powerful to include it. And then finally, close and post-sale. One, collaboration celebration. AE's close deal. Let's put a video. Thanks so much for putting our trust in. Let's hand you over. But more importantly, especially in the climate of uncertainty that we're in right now, most businesses right now, everything that they're doing is ensuring that clients stay with them. There is no churn, right? And that people feel that their vendors are there for them going through those times. So using videos to talk about renewals, humanizing that process and talking about cross-sell and upsells is super powerful right now to actually ensure that people don't churn and stay with the business through these uncertain months and potentially quarters that we're going through right now. Okay, we went through everything, but the most important takeaway from all this, why we're sending these types of videos, we're all humans, we're all living all over the world, we buy from everybody, but in the end, humans buy from other humans, humans trust other humans. So let's use these types of videos for prospecting, mid-sale, and post-sale to really differentiate, and because of that, generate more pipeline, help close more deals. All right?
Yeah. Amazing energy. Thank you very much.
Perfect. I'm sending you the, I want to finish for everybody to know, we're going to give you a whole kit that you can use, an all-in-one resource for strategic planning, ongoing video enablement, scripts, templates, anything for your reps. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll send you all those resources so you can get started straight away. Thanks, everybody.
Amazing energy, and thanks for being a partner. I'm a big fan and agree with everything you said. A huge advocate for video use cases. So thank you very much for bringing the energy.
Pleasure. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Cheers.